Welcome back to Midday Kentucky, everyone. Well, the Me Too movement is still going strong, and when it comes to this topic, it's also important to make sure male victims are taken care of as well. Here to talk more is Eileen, the Executive Director of the Kentucky Association of Sexual Assault. Welcome to the show. This is something I've wanted to talk about for quite a few months, and I feel it's a voice that is unheard now, and that men, I feel, your stats that you brought in, they're saying male and female victims of sexual assault, approximately 21% are women and only 3% of men.
Correct.
And I said to you off camera...
But that's reported.
Reported.
Okay.
I actually believe that it's higher for men. They just don't talk about it. What are you hearing? What are you seeing?
It's not as high as for women, I don't think.
Of course.
But they just don't talk about it because they're, like women, very embarrassed, and a lot of men don't think they can be raped, so they don't call it that.
Men don't think they can be raped?
Mm-mm.
That's interesting.
They don't call it that. But there's a continuum of sexual violence. It's not only rape. So they can be afraid of sexual harassment. They can feel like they're going to lose their job. Somebody's maybe harassing them at work.
Male or females are harassing them? Which way?
Both and.
Okay.
Yeah.
In your numbers, you talk a little bit about ages of victims. Does it happen more to young boys when they're young or older? Is this across the board?
Well, most boys who have experienced sexual violence before the age of 18, about 7% in Kentucky. So that's quite a few.
And how are they being abused? What's the typical sign? What are you hearing out there on the ground?
Child sexual abuse, children are being sexually abused pretty much at an alarming rate in Kentucky.
Okay.
So you might notice a behavior change, anxiety, depression, but getting out of them what's going on would be very difficult unless they report it.
Pretty big stat that's just up on the screen now. Most first-time victimization before the age of 25.
Yes.
Most victims of experienced violence before 18. I've said it on the show here before. This happened to me at 14. It's something that I've talked about quite a bit over the years, back home in Australia and in Utah. I feel that it's a conversation that should be heard because guys, like you said, are too, is it less manly for them to talk about? They feel like...
they assume that.
They assume, yeah.
They assume that.
Yeah.
Eileen, are the people that are raping or assaulting these boys, are they people that they know in their lives, or is it a random act?
Mostly men and women, it's somebody they know. It's a dating partner, an interpersonal relationship, or a father, an uncle, a friend of the family, someone who they know and trust, someone who their parents or people that love them know and trust.
Yeah.
It's even someone that they love or they think loves them.
Interesting you say that. Now, what are some of the signs, if I may ask you, if you know that there's something not quite right with your brother, there's something not quite right with a friend of yours going to school, what are some of the signs that you could give to our viewers to look out for if someone has been sexually abused?
Well, look at Kentucky's opioid crisis. A lot of people who are sexual assault victims cope with that pain, and it's a very heavy-duty emotional pain, with drugs and alcohol. So you have a large population right now of people in Kentucky using drugs. Are some of them sexual assault victims? Definitely yes.
What are we doing here in the state of Kentucky to fix this issue?
We have rape crisis centers in Kentucky, and we have had them for a long time. We have a beautiful system of care here, and it's free.
Okay.
But if people don't look for it, they don't know it's there, but it's definitely there.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. We want to talk more.
Important.
I want you to come back. Will you do that for me?
Sure.
All right, there's all the information up on the screen as well, where you need to go to if you know of anyone that's suffering for this as well. 502-226-2704.